A man named Cooper is taking his daughter Riley to a huge concert. The famous singer, Lady Raven, is performing there, and Riley happens to be one of her biggest fans. Since Riley had scored good marks in school, Cooper decided to surprise her by booking tickets to the concert. There were more than 20,000 fans gathered to see the pop star Raven. Riley was extremely happy to be there, but Cooper felt that something was not right. He noticed that there was a much larger presence of police and security officers in the building than usual, almost as if they had been warned that something serious might happen. After a short while, Cooper saw a group of policemen taking a man away for questioning, which made him even more worried about what was going on. Soon, the concert began, and Lady Raven came on stage to perform. Riley and the rest of the crowd screamed with excitement, but Cooper couldn't shake off his uneasiness about the security. Pretending he needed to go to the bathroom, he stepped outside and opened the CCTV app on his phone. That's when it was revealed that Cooper had actually kidnapped a young boy and tied him up in a basement. A few moments later, a large police convoy arrived outside the building and surrounded it completely. Cooper went back into the concert hall where his daughter was happily listening to Lady Raven sing, but as the police presence kept increasing, Cooper's anxiety also grew. To distract Riley, he took her to the merchandise shop, saying he wanted to buy her a t-shirt of her favorite singer, Raven. When Cooper asked the shopkeeper for Riley's size, the shopkeeper said that only one t-shirt of that size was left. The problem was that another girl was also insisting on buying the same size. But Cooper told Riley not to trouble the shopkeeper and to let the other girl have it. Riley agreed politely, and the shop employee, named Jamie, was very impressed by their kindness. Jamie told Cooper to come back in 20 minutes because a new stock of shirts was on its way, and he would keep one aside for Riley. By now, Cooper had realized that Jamie completely trusted him, so he decided to take advantage of the situation and asked why there was so much police, security, and even FBI presence at the concert. Jamie hesitated and said it was supposed to be a secret, but then he quietly revealed the truth. He told Cooper that the entire concert was actually a trap set by the police to catch a man, the infamous serial killer Butcher, who kidnaps people and kills them. The police had learned that the killer was going to show up there that night, and this whole concert was organized as a setup to capture him. The police had surrounded every exit of the building, waiting for the killer to try escaping. Hearing this, sweat began to roll down Cooper's forehead because the serial killer known as the Butcher was none other than Cooper himself. Jamie's words made him panic even more as he realized what a huge mistake he had made by coming there. He started looking for a way out of the place. He noticed that every door could only be opened with an employee's ID card. When he took his daughter Riley toward the back exit, he saw that several police officers were standing guard there. Seeing this, Cooper grew frustrated and began thinking of a way to distract the guards. Just then, he noticed a girl walking down the stairs, and without hesitation, he quietly pushed her so that she fell. The guards immediately rushed to help her, leaving the gate unguarded for a moment, exactly as Cooper had planned. But when he reached the exit, he realized that there were even more guards stationed outside, checking and questioning everyone leaving the building. If he tried to go out, they would easily catch him. Helplessly, he turned back and returned to the concert. Cooper, however, was completely consumed by the thought of escaping. A little later, for her next song, Lady Raven invited her friend Parker onto the stage, who entered through a passage from beneath it. Cooper noticed the path Parker came from, and an idea struck his mind. He quickly went back to Jamie and asked whether he had brought the t-shirt for his daughter. Jamie said he was just on his way upstairs to the storage room to get it, and was glad Cooper had come. Cooper then asked if he could join him, and Jamie agreed. They both walked up to the storage room. Once there, Jamie casually asked Cooper what he did for a living. Cooper replied that he was a firefighter who saved people's lives, which made Jamie admire him even more. While Jamie was taking down a box of shirts, Cooper quietly stole his ID card, the one that could open any door in the building. To gather more information, Cooper kept the conversation going and asked Jamie if he really thought the dangerous serial killer, the Butcher, would be caught today. Jamie confidently said yes, explaining that a perfect trap had been set for him. He also mentioned that all employees knew about the operation and that the police had given each of them a secret code. Jamie told him that his code was Hamilton. After that, Jamie handed Cooper a t-shirt for free and left. The moment he walked away, Cooper got to work and headed downstairs. Cooper goes down to the basement, uses Jamie's ID card to open a door, and enters a room where a secret police meeting is taking place. Cooper pretends to be an employee who's come to get coffee, and none of the officers suspect him. Standing there under the pretense of getting coffee, he begins to listen to their conversation. They are discussing plans to catch Butcher. Cooper doesn't stay long. He doesn't want them to grow suspicious, so he takes his coffee and slips away, cleverly pocketing a police radio so he can keep track of everything the officers say. Back at the concert, Cooper listens to the radio and discovers that the leader of the entire operation is an old woman, Dr. Grand. He also hears something else on the radio that is good news for him. Nobody actually knows what the killer looks like. The police only know that the killer is a man. Cooper decides to leave on his own because he doesn't want to risk being caught while trying to get his daughter out. He tells his daughter that he's going out again because he forgot his credit card, and he warns her that if she gets lost, she should go to the parking area. Then he sets off. As he climbs the stairs, he sees a fire alarm and thinks it would be a good idea to set it off so there will be a commotion, allowing him to slip away in the crowd. Just as he is about to pull the fire alarm, he hears Dr. Grand's voice over the radio, saying that the killer will try to escape by causing panic, by making a fake bomb threat, or by triggering a fire alarm. If that happens, only the women and children will be let out while the men will be held for questioning. Hearing this, Cooper becomes worried because his plan has just failed. He decides to run across the roof, but the gate there is guarded by police. His eyes then fall on the kitchen, and an idea comes to him. He turns the stove to full, throws a glass bottle into it, and the bottle explodes after a moment. The blast causes boiling oil to spill over a girl's body, and she screams in pain. The shouting draws the police to help the girl, and Cooper grabs an apron from the kitchen and makes his way to the roof, looking for a way to escape. Two officers, who had been posted there, stop him and ask what he is doing. Cooper says he had come up for some fresh air. Because of the kitchen fire, his friend had been burned, and he could not bear to see her condition, so he went to the roof. Now the police suspect Cooper. They ask him for his secret code, and Cooper gives them Hamilton, which he had learned from Jamie. They then ask to see his ID, the same ID that had been issued to all employees. Cooper checks the apron he is wearing. It turns out to be someone else's apron, and inside that apron he finds a wallet that contains an employee card. Cooper shows the card to the police, and upon seeing it they were convinced he was a staff member and let him go. Cooper's plan to escape from the roof had failed. Meanwhile, Riley had come out looking for her father because she wanted to watch the rest of the concert with him. Cooper, agreeing to his daughter's request, returned to the concert. Then Riley told him that Lady Raven sometimes chooses a random fan from the audience to come on stage and dance with her, and that fan is often given a backstage tour as well. Cooper was thrilled. That was the only place where police wouldn't be posted, and it could be their route out. But Cooper didn't know how to make Riley the one chosen among so many fans. He put his mind to it and went to talk to Raven's manager, praising Lady Raven highly and claiming that his daughter Riley was a huge fan. He lied that Riley had cancer and that coming to this concert had made her very happy. The manager, moved by pity, agreed and declared Riley the dream girl of the night, giving her the chance to dance on stage with Raven. Riley was overjoyed, and both she and Cooper were called onto the stage. Lady Raven invited Riley up, and they began to dance together. Suddenly, a girl on stage became ill from drinking too much. Cooper quickly helped her to her feet and took her to the medical room. His quick action impressed the staff and earned him a good reputation with those present. Afterward, Cooper asked the group manager if they could leave via a back exit, saying his daughter was unwell and he feared for her safety in the crowd. The manager agreed, and Cooper was ecstatic, believing they could now get out easily. The manager led them backstage and showed them the way out, but to Cooper's dismay, police were posted there too. He felt crushed and wondered how he could possibly leave without being checked. Just then, pop star Raven came by to say goodbye to Riley. The manager had already told Raven about Riley's alleged cancer, Cooper's fabricated story, and Raven, a kind-hearted person, was deeply saddened to hear that such a young girl was supposedly suffering. Before Raven could ask Riley about her illness, Cooper requested 2 minutes alone with her. Raven agreed and took him to her makeup room. Inside the makeup room, Cooper confessed that he was actually the serial killer the police were searching for, the Butcher. He showed Raven his phone, revealing that he had kidnapped a boy who was screaming for help. Cooper explained that if he pressed a certain button on the phone, poisonous gas would be released in the room and the boy would die. Cooper tells Raven that she must drive him and his daughter out in her car, or he will kill the boy. Raven is frightened and complies. She puts Cooper and his daughter Riley into her limousine and starts to leave. Meanwhile, the police are checking every person coming into the concert, but Cooper manages to slip past them. Riley is unaware of what is happening. She sits happily next to Lady Raven, and Raven realizes that Cooper's family does not know the truth about him. Because Raven also wants Cooper to be caught, she suggests going with Riley to Cooper's house. Riley is overjoyed and quickly calls her mother Rachel to tell her that the famous pop star Raven is coming to their home. Cooper understands Raven's cunning, but because his daughter is present, he cannot do anything. Soon Raven arrives at Cooper's house, where his wife Rachel and their son are sitting. None of them know that Cooper is a killer. Cooper threatens Raven, saying that if she tries to call the police or tell his family anything, he will kill the boy. Raven sits at the table and shares a meal with Cooper's entire family. She also tells them that her concert was actually a trap to catch the killer known as Butcher. Before Raven can reveal everything, Cooper says she must be busy and should leave. Raven replies that before she goes, she would like to sing a song on their piano. She sits Riley close to her, and Cooper, acting like a good father, records video of the moment. After the song, Raven hides her phone in her dress and says her phone was left in the car. She asks Cooper for his phone so she can take a selfie with Riley. Reluctantly, and with his family watching, Cooper hands over his phone. The moment Raven touches the phone, she runs to the bathroom and locks herself in. Cooper bangs loudly on the door, demanding his phone back, and his family begins to sense that something is wrong. Raven opens a live streaming app on Cooper's phone and, using the microphone option, asks the kidnapped boy for his location. The boy replies that he does not know his exact location, but as he was being brought in, he noticed a blue gate and a broken statue of a lion near the house. Hearing this, Raven immediately goes live on Instagram and tells her followers that there is a house with a broken lion statue and a blue door. If anyone recognizes such a place, they should break in and check the basement, because a boy is trapped there. Fortunately, some of Raven's fans know the location and rush to rescue the boy. Raven messages her driver to call the police quickly. At that moment, Cooper uses a second key to unlock the house and comes inside. He had already locked his entire family in the upstairs bedrooms. He takes Raven's phone and sees that the boy he had tied up was freed by some men. Furious, Cooper forces Raven into his car and tries to drive away. But then he sees his family standing outside. They had climbed out through a window and descended a nearby tree. Because he truly loved his family, he doesn't want to run away in front of them. Seizing the opportunity, Raven jumps out of the car and goes to her family, while Cooper closes the garage door and locks himself inside the house. Soon the police arrive and surround the house. Raven gets into her car to leave, but a policeman stops her and tells her to get out. The officer says he will escort her to her home and drives off with Raven. When the police search the house, they find no sign of Cooper. In fact, there is a tunnel in the kitchen that opens into the neighbor's yard. Cooper used it to slip away. It then becomes clear that the policeman who told Raven to leave was actually Cooper in disguise. He had put on a police uniform and walked out through the tunnel unnoticed. Cooper handcuffs Raven and says he will take her to one of his many hideouts in the city where no one will find them. At that moment, a group of young men, Raven's fans, surround the car, having recognized her. Raven rolls her window down to call for help, but Cooper quickly rolls it back up. The fans close in and block the limousine, preventing Cooper from driving off. Raven manages to free her hand from the handcuffs and climbs out of the car just as the police arrive. When the officers check the car, they discover Cooper has fled. He melted into the crowd and escaped. We then see the kidnapped boy thanking Raven and hugging her. Rachel returns home. When Rachel goes toward the kitchen, she is surprised to find Cooper already waiting inside. Cooper wonders how the police knew the killer would come to the concert, and then he realizes that it was Rachel who had given them the tip. Rachel admits she had long suspected Cooper. Rachel had once followed Cooper and saw him with the same people who were later found dead. Seeing this, she began to suspect that her husband might actually be the infamous killer, the butcher. Later, Rachel secretly took a concert ticket receipt from Cooper's wallet and informed the police. The police then set a trap to catch Cooper. After hearing all this, Cooper became furious. He decided that first he would kill Rachel, and then himself. As he moved toward Rachel with a knife, Rachel tried to distract him by saying she wanted to eat pie with him one last time. She told him, "I made this pie specially for you and for your daughter, Riley." Although Cooper was a killer, he deeply loved his daughter, so he agreed to eat the pie. They both sat down to eat. Rachel didn't eat, but Cooper enjoyed the pie. While eating, he angrily told Rachel that because of her, he would never be able to see his children grow up. As he finished the pie, he realized that it had been laced with some kind of drug. In reality, Rachel had found Cooper's bag, which contained all the tools he used to kidnap people, and she had mixed something into the pie. Cooper began to feel dizzy, but still tried to attack Rachel. Just then, the police arrived and tased him multiple times before finally arresting him. As he was taken away, Cooper noticed Riley's fallen bicycle. He picked it up and set it straight. His children then came running, and Riley hugged her father one last time in tears. The police put Cooper into the van, but while being taken away, he secretly pulled a wire from the bicycle tire and used it to unlock his handcuffs. He started laughing hysterically, meaning he was about to escape again. In the final scene, the employee who had earlier helped Cooper, when he sees the news reporting that the butcher has been caught, he realizes in shock that the man he had helped was actually the real killer all along. And with that, the story ends.